Hey, hey! Paint Fest May 2009. Let's go around the table and see who's doing what. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, and now some actual talking. I'm working on some Eldar Rangers, Karandros. I tried this little metallics thing on this Malgan Raw. And yeah, working on some Orc Bikers. Okay, how about you?
Well, I'm not allowed to paint after the incident, so I'm assembling some salamanders.
Awesome. Okay, Ran, what are you working on?
I'm very concentrating doing squad markings and doing chapter master on my Bone Knights to finish them up.
It's on!
Ah!
Bone Knights! The Orcs,
no,
if I get them ready in time. Okay, how about you?
I've got some Space Marines.
That's what you're doing.
Okay, these are Emperor's Children.
Awesome. Good. And how about you, Miss? What are you working on today?
Some Tyranids.
Awesome.
Some Tyranids.
Good. And Michael?
Finished up a display model for a competition, Khador and Kovnik Markov, and I'm starting work on Khador and Battle Mechanic.
Nice. And you, Miss?
Salamanders.
Yeah, and not a small amount either.
No.
Here, show me that
only a
Vindicator
few
that's
things
done.
left. Okay, we got a couple of Vindicators
Because this
here.
is really... No, show me that one.
That one? Okay. Okay,
Because
we
that
got
one looks...
Flame War. I love this dragon head. Gave it some...
There actually is on this black and pink.
Some character.
Yeah, it
That's the
gave
word
it some
you're looking
character.
for.
Yeah, gave it some awesome. Didn't quite work. Yeah, so we've got flames going on. We've got the classic salamander colors, but just a little bit more punch to it with these dragon pelts and so forth.
Okay, great.
So.
Thanks. And meanwhile, over at the kids' table, what are you working on, Joseph? Joseph's been such a sport. He's over there by himself. You know, there's room over here now. Yeah, now that we're getting rid of Angela.
Yeah, we made room for you like 30 minutes ago.
What are you working on, Joseph?
Sit by me.
Some Black Legion guys. Tanks.
Nice. All right. That's Paint Fest.
So 40K was made up by 12-year-olds. First there was a 12-year-old boy, and he came up with Space Marines. And the chick would probably be jealous because guys couldn't be in it.
It'd be like only 1 million of them.
A million? Isn't that a lot?
But there would be like 1,000 of them at a time, and they would be big, and they would spit acid, and they'd have like 2 hearts, and they could live in space.
Well, that sounds cool. Would they have girlfriends?
No, they'd be all boys, because girls are dumb.
But I want to be in the Space Marines.
No, it's only boys.
Well, then I make enough one for girls, and only girls would be allowed. And they'd have, like, giant chainsaws and organs that could play, like, songs that would make you die. Because I'm taking lessons, and I could make you die.
Yeah, well, there's another group that's all boys, and they're orcs, and they're big, and they're green, and they have, like, motorcycles, and they have, like, big trucks, like my big wheel, only even bigger, with, like, teeth on it.
Well, they'd smell and be stupid. I'd make a group of pretty things. And they'd be pretty, and every single one of them would have a jewel, like a gem, and they could shoot things and kill like 5 Space Marines, and they could live forever, and they'd have long, pretty hair.
Yeah, well then there'd be
Even the
other
boys
ones that hated
Well, they'd
them.
have to be boys so that girls could have boyfriends.
There'd be other Space Marines that are even uglier, and they're like demons, and they have like even spikes on things, and they're even more cool than the Space Marines.
Well, I think that there should be a group that's nice.
Yeah?
That does nice things and maybe wants to help people and maybe change the world.
That's stupid.
Maybe they change everybody. And maybe they'd even change the Space Marines. And they'd have robots, and they could be invisible if they wanted. And there'd be a girl
So that
one.
nobody can make fun of them.
No, not so that nobody can make fun of them, but so that they can sneak up on things quietly instead of being big and stupid like Space Marines, who are probably really loud. And every time they walk, it's like crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh, man.
Well, because they'd have different things on their noses, shapes. And there'd be a girl, and she'd be the only one that wasn't wearing a helmet, so people could see her long, pretty hair.
Hey, Blue Table fans, time for your daily inspiration. What I have for you is the beginning of the Studio Orc Army. We have a Forge World War Boss on bike. That's where any good orc wog starts. And then you have all these biker boys. Now, one interesting feature here is for the 9 bikers, you have 3 of them with interchangeable arms. Let me show you how that works. Here's your 3 choppas, and these can be switched out thuswise with power claws. So this unit is very, very flexible. You can run it as 3 bike squads, or you can run it as a bike squad and a squad of knobs. And as you'll see, we've converted a pain boy here. He's got a rusty syringe and a little doctor's mask and some surgery on his own head, as you can see from that little conversion there. And there is one biker that has a power claw standard, because no matter how you run it, you're always going to want to have at least one in there. So there's that. Now, for the Oceanic Eldar, I've made a couple of expansions. I've got this Karandras, which I think means I'm going to drop the Autarch, or gives the option of dropping the Autarch or the Farseer, and giving a little extra punch to those striking scorpions. He comes with the stealth ability, which improves their cover save by +1, in addition to the powers that a regular Exarch would have. Now up here, we've got a unit of 6 Rangers. That's 1 of each type of pose, 5 from the box, and 1 kneeling direct order only Ranger up there. Now here you've got Maugan Ra. This was an experimental piece where I was trying to use some metallics. Kind of an iffy result on that one. I'm sure someone will love it. I'm going to keep that separate from the Oceanic Eldar, and someone's welcome to pick that up if they want to. I'm likely to put it on the website for sale section. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I've got more boys on the way.